To say I'm a little bit disappointed with Anthem so far is just being a little bit generous. So today I'm just going to have a little look at my first impressions of the game within the first few hours. So let's get straight into the video. The first few hours of a game are where the player gets hooked or loses interest. The first few hours for me were hit with 4 game crashes within the span of 2 hours of gameplay, which resulted in me quitting the game and leaving it for a while to find the energy to go back. To say that this is a huge disappointment early on is an understatement. I know games can have those issues over the course of a game's life, but to have this happen early on is a huge mark against BioWare. Rant aside, my initial thoughts on the game are mixed. From the opening scene, which doesn't really tell you why you are here or why you're doing what you're doing, you know you're in for a hard slug. It's not until you get through a mission or two and you're told about what happened and why you're up against the monitor or the villain. Now, most games give you that from the opening part of the game. It outlines why you're doing what you're doing, and even a few hours in, I still don't know why I'm actually out there fighting for these people. The story so far is unimaginative and uninspiring, with dialogue being delivered in either a boring way or cheesy over-the-top way.
Hey, freelancer!
Hey.
I can't believe I'm talking to you. You're like the most badass freelancer in Fort Tarsis. My name's Neeson.
Hello?
It breaks up the game's feel, but not in a good way. The people you meet in Fort Tarsis are, to be blunt, lame. They say nothing interesting. Most of the time I found myself skipping through what they had to say because it just wasn't interesting. Dialogue choices within these exchanges are pointless and don't change the overall outcome of the conversation, unlike in Mass Effect and Dragon Age, where your choice would have either a positive or negative reaction. I found my choices didn't really affect my reputation within the different factions. And most of the time, the people you meet are super cheesy, and I wasn't sure if they were coming on to me or just being really weird. But on a positive note, the gameplay has a lot of promise. Flying around the map is a fun experience, and the character motions are very good. That and the gunplay in the game is also a very good experience, as you would expect from any BioWare game. Using special abilities with a mix of your gun is very similar to that of Destiny and is a fun time. Cooldowns don't take long, meaning you always have them at your disposal. The one thing I really can't talk about is crafting, as I haven't done much and there isn't much to craft early on. But what is disappointing is that cosmetics like gear are locked behind an in-game currency system which seems to take an extremely long time to build up, with prices at a ridiculous price cap, meaning you are forced to buy coins from the online store if you want that new piece of gear. So that's my impression early on. I will give my impression on the full game once I have completed the campaign, but until then, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay informed when my next video is up. Also follow me on Twitter, which is in the description below, for news and updates to when I'm streaming. But until then, guys, take care everyone, and I'll see you next time.